Viking Virtues, 35 Lessons for a Warrior's Journey. In the rugged landscapes of ancient Scandinavia, where the harsh winds whispered tales of adventure, and the roaring seas carried the spirit of exploration, lived a community of warriors known as the Vikings. Beyond their reputation as fierce raiders, the Vikings were a people with a rich cultural heritage and a unique set of values that they imparted to their children. These lessons, passed down through generations, were not just about survival, but about shaping individuals who could navigate the challenges of life with courage, resilience, and honor. In the village of Hrafnheimer, nestled between imposing mountains and vast fjords, a young boy named Eric listened intently as his father, Leif, began to share the timeless wisdom of the Vikings. These were not just lessons for battle, but a guide to becoming a man of substance and character. Courage in the face of fear. Vikings teach their children to face fear head-on. For courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Respect for nature. The Vikings instill a deep respect for the natural world, teaching that harmony with nature is essential for survival. Self-reliance. Independence is a virtue. Vikings encourage their children to be self-reliant and resourceful in the face of challenges. Honor above all. Upholding one's honor is paramount. Vikings teach their children that a good name is more valuable than gold. Generosity. Sharing one's wealth, whether in bounty or kindness, is a mark of a true Viking. Strength in unity. Vikings value the strength of the community. They teach their children that unity is a shield against adversity. Wisdom in silence. Not every battle requires a loud war cry. Vikings teach the art of silent contemplation and strategic thinking. Hospitality. A Viking's home is open to all. They teach their children the importance of hospitality and kindness to strangers. Skilled in many arts, Vikings encourage their children to be versatile and skilled in various arts, not just the art of war. And loyalty to kin. Loyalty to family and tribe is sacred. Vikings teach their children to stand by their kin in times of need. As Eric grew older, he began to embody these lessons. His journey took him from the tranquil village of Hrafnheimer to the distant lands where the Vikings ventured, seeking fortune and glory. Along the way, he encountered challenges that tested his mettle and lessons that shaped his character. Adaptability. Vikings teach their children to adapt to different circumstances, for the seas of life are ever-changing. Endurance in hardship. Endurance is a virtue. Vikings teach their children to weather storms, both literal and metaphorical. Eloquence in speech. The ability to speak persuasively is a valuable skill. Vikings teach their children the art of eloquence. Practical wisdom. Wisdom is not just found in books, but in practical knowledge. Vikings teach their children to learn from experience. Exploration and curiosity. Vikings are born explorers. They instill in their children a curiosity about the world and a thirst for knowledge, a sense of justice. Vikings teach their children to be fair and just, understanding that strength is to be used for the greater good. Humility in victory. Even in triumph, Vikings teach their children to be humble, for arrogance invites downfall. Grace in defeat. Defeat is not the end. Vikings teach their children to accept defeat with grace and learn from their mistakes. Resourcefulness. Vikings value resourcefulness. They teach their children to find solutions even in the dire situations. Mastery of the runes. The knowledge of the runes is sacred. Vikings teach their children the mystic language that connects them to their roots. Eric's adventures led him to encounters with different tribes and cultures. In these diverse landscapes, he discovered the universal truths embedded in the Viking way of life. Integrity. Vikings teach their children to be true to themselves, to let their actions reflect their character. Patience and planning. Impulsivity can be dangerous. Vikings teach their children the virtue of patience, especially in matters of strategy. Gratitude. Appreciating what one has is essential. Vikings teach their children to express gratitude for the blessings they receive. A sense of humor. Laughter is a balm for the soul. Vikings teach their children to find joy even in the darkest of times. Understanding the enemy. To defeat an adversary, one must understand them. Vikings teach their children to be perceptive and study their foes. Connection to ancestors. Vikings honor their forebears. They teach their children to feel a deep connection to their ancestral roots. The art of navigation. Vikings are seafarers. They teach their children the art of navigation, not just on the seas but in life. Vigilance. Always be watchful. Vikings teach their children the importance of vigilance in safeguarding their communities. Moderation in all things. Excess leads to ruin. Vikings teach their children the virtue of moderation in both feast and famine. Understanding sacrifice. Vikings teach their children that some battles require sacrifice, and true heroes are willing to make them. As Eric approached the twilight of his adventurous life, he returned to the village of Hrafnheimer. There, he gathered the youth around him and shared the final 5 lessons that encapsulated the essence of the Viking way of life. Embracing change. Vikings teach their children that change is inevitable, and adapting to it is a testament to strength. Fate and destiny. Vikings believe in fate, but they also teach their children that they have the power to shape their destinies. Connection to the divine. A Viking spirituality is deeply connected to nature. They teach their children to find the divine in the world around them. The legacy of Valhalla. Vikings instill in their children the concept of Valhalla, a place earned through a life of honor and bravery. Eternal connection to the sea. Vikings teach their children that even in death, their spirits will forever be connected to the vast seas that witness their triumphs and tribulations. As Eric's words echoed through the village, a profound sense of gratitude filled the hearts of the young Vikings. They carried forward the legacy of their forefathers, armed not just with swords and shields, but with a treasure trove of wisdom that would guide them through the unpredictable seas of life. And so, the flame of the Viking spirit continued to burn brightly, lighting the way for generations to come.